Hey guys, MyMac55 here. My parts finally came in. I'm very excited. I got everything out of the boxes except for the motherboard sitting over there. And yeah, but anyway, let me quickly go over the parts I have. I'm really excited. I already put the stickers on front of the case. I have the Rosewell FBM01 as my case. For the power supply, I'm using an EVGA 400 watt. I'm pretty sure it is 80 plus. I am, well, almost completely sure. I have a stick of Crucial 4GB 1600 MHz RAM. I got a Samsung optical drive. This is like it was the SH224, that really cheap $15 one. That's power cable. Here's the heatsink for my processor. Here's my AMD FX 4300 Black Edition quad-core processor. For my motherboard, we got the MSI 760G MA P34 FX. Professional. It's a professional series that can take AM3 plus CPU and whatnot. The case came with everything I needed: speaker, all the bundle of cables. For my graphics card, we're using a Sapphire Radeon R7 260X 2GB OC edition. It is currently in here. I refer this as to be my most important part, and I want to keep it in the anti-static bag as long as possible, and I'm constantly touching the case to discharge. And I wanted to know how to get rid of static. Immediately as I was opening up the case, I discharged onto it, and I thought, oh, thank God, because of the fact that I wanted to open the case first, because it was like, you know, probably the most important part to your computer, pretty much. And when I discharged, I thought, oh, thank God I didn't open anything else first. I would have possibly just discharged on it. But anyway, guys, I'm using pretty low quality. I'm using VGA quality. It's like 640 by whatever, but so it's probably not smart to watch this full screen. This isn't really telling you how to build a PC. I mean, you can watch what I'm doing, but I'm basically just building it, and I'll explain what I'm doing as we go on. So let's get to it. Okay, so we got our handy dandy screwdriver. First, we're going to install the power supply. That's basically what most people do first. So I'm going to be cutting pieces out. So you'll see me putting this down. I'll be right back in a second. Actually, no. Here we go. We got the power supply. What we do is, this case has little grips up there, so it actually holds it in place for us, so we can screw it in, which is very nice. So let's position it up there. Hope it doesn't fall. And take our screws. Yeah, that doesn't look very good. Is the fan face down? Yes, it is. So give me a second to align everything. Alright, so what you particularly want to do is put in the first two across from each other, and then screw it in. I'll be back when I'm done screwing them. Okay, now the power supply is completely installed. Now once you go across from one another, tighten them up, then get the other two in from across, and then check all of them again one more time to make sure they're all tight, because the result of screwing these two in may loosen these just a little bit. So yeah. Anyway, guys, so you can see all the bundle of cables that came in the front of the case. I will not put the optical drive in at the moment. I will figure out how to get. I gotta figure out how to get this off first, and I don't want to break the front panel. I was already able to like slide this out and almost break it, so I gotta be very careful with what I'm doing. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna prep the motherboard. I'll be right back. We have our motherboard here, and the thing is, don't put it on top of the anti-static bag that it came in. The outside of all anti-static bags are conductive, so that it'll take in the discharge onto the outside and protect the inside, because the inside is not conductive. So unless you want to waste your time cutting open the bag and putting it on top and everything, and that's still not going to work really much anyway, you might just want to just put it on top of the box. So anyway, we have all of our processor and everything like that, so let's get all that installed. So first we're going to install our 4 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM. As you notice, there is a notch about 2/3 the way in. You want to look for that on the motherboard and install it there. You got to look and see which one is DIMM 1 and which one's DIMM 2. I think this only has to do with the quad channel, but I'm gonna make sure and look really quick. It doesn't. I'm sorry, I'm like way up close. Doesn't seem to. Oh, there it is. Okay, so this one's DIMM 1. Okay, we got DIMM 1 open. I'll line it up. And then, once you do that, put pressure onto both sides if I can. Just wait a second. I can't put enough pressure. Sure this is DDR3? I'm just kidding. I can't get it. Hang on. Okay, I finally got it in. I had if you noticed earlier, I had this inside part outward, which was making the box cave in, and I thought I was bending the motherboard. So that's why I didn't want to push too hard. I finally got it on, in all the way, in, not on. Alright, next what you want to do is go to your processor socket here, and you want to push down and pull up the retention arm. Then grab your processor, which I have right here, right there, right in front of your face. Let's open that up really quick. Eek. When you first feel all these parts, they're a lot heavier than you would think. Like, this processor's actually got weight to it. But anyway, you gotta look for the little gold triangle, right, which is located there. You gotta match it up to the one on the motherboard. Okay, we're here. Gently drop the CPU in. You don't need to put pressure on it, but tapping it might be good. Then you push down the retention arm, and that's it. Okay, that felt a lot easier. When I've seen people do it before, I've seen the retention arm actually bend really bad, and I always thought that something was breaking. Yeah, it's got it in there. Okay, so we got our CPU on and that. Now we're going to put on the heatsink. This is a very loud heatsink. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to find, okay, CPU fan is right there. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like this. You got to sort of align this part. Okay, got that out. I'm already receiving issues. There we go. So, you put it under these, I believe. It's already got thermal paste on it. I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention at the moment. Is that how you do it? Oh. Yeah. There we go. This one does the same. Sort of mix it in there. And then pull back on the arm. And we're done. I'm so happy. Okay, is there anything else? No. So, pretty much your motherboard is prepped. This motherboard does have built-in graphics, which I find pretty cool. If you look there, that's like probably processing and whatnot right there. I know I sound like I don't know anything about this stuff, but I do. So that's prepped pretty much. So now we can put it into the motherboard. So let's prep. So now let's get back to this. I referred to your motherboard's manual on where to install your standoffs. I thought I would have had to put more, but surprisingly I didn't. So let's go grab this. Now, since this is really tight on here, and this is the connection to the motherboard from the heatsink is very strong, you just lift from there. Then you can carefully set it onto the stand offs. The stand oops. Trying to maneuver my way around the fan and trying not to get things stacked. Just discharge. There we go. Trying to do this. I'll be right back. Let's try that again. The I/O shield was in backwards, if I didn't mention that already. Dang it. Hang on a second. Move this cable out of my way. Thank you. Okay, so let's maneuver ourselves into here. This should be a lot easier. Aha! And then get to the standoffs, come on. Okay, so once you're on your standoffs, now it's a good time to screw them in. Let me do that. Okay, well, I got the screws in. I had the wrong standoff on one of them. I really got to pay attention to the slight movement of everything, because on the manual it said straight across, apparently, or it showed straight across to what I saw, but whatever. Anyway, I'm sorry, it's a little dark. In fact, I'm going to turn on a light. Forgive me, I'm not cutting that out. That's a lot better. Okay, so all that's screwed in. So now it's time to install our graphics card. Last time. Okay, so here's our Sapphire Radeon R7260X. So now all we have to do is install it into that blue slot. We got to take those things off though. They're a pry off, so let's get those off. Oh, okay, so we got those off. So now let's install our graphics card. Should go in like this. So. Hold it differently. Okay, so let's gently slide it in. Really? I pulled out the wrong ones. I'd think it'd be the top two, but apparently not. You would think it'd be the top two, wouldn't you? Okay, so let's put this in correctly. It's not in yet. Come on. Come on. Come on. There. Oh. Aha. There we go. Graphics card is in. So now all we have to do is screw these in. So you just take these heavy-duty screws that came with the case and put them in. Alright, I'm going to use my screwdriver and everything. I'll be right back. Okay, so we've got the screws in here. It's in nice and tight. Okay, so we've pretty much gotten the main components in. Now what we got to do is get the optical drive and the hard drive installed. So I'll come back when I get the hard drive. Alright, so here's the hard drive we got over a week ago. Let's install it right here. So it goes into this little drive cage here. I'm going to put it on the top. So I'll be right back when I slide it. So basically, you just put it in, you align the holes on the sides, and then you screw it in with heavy-duty screws. So I'll be right back when I get that done. Okay, so make sure you go to the other side and screw them in from there too. I finally got the case stood up and everything. So now apparently the battery's exhausted. I'm gonna see if I think that means they're dead, but I've used them in like my Xbox controller and it still had like half battery. Whatever. But anyway, so we got our speaker and we have a whole bundle of cables. How fun! So a whole bundle of crap. So does this power supply have a switch? Yes. I have no idea what that means. I'm sorry, I was pointing at that. There's something weird about this power supply. It's a little bit of a mumbo jumbo pumbo humbo. But I'll read the instructions on that. Apparently, instead of an on-off switch, there's a switch that says 115. And then I turn it, it says 230. Now, I don't know. I mean, I know that can't be wattage. But I don't know what that is. But I'll make sure I figure out what that is later on. But for now, let's see if we can do something about it. Now, I already installed the fan onto the board and the rear fan. I'm going to put in the front fan and do everything else. So, I'm going to get this cabling done and it's going to poof. So, and poof. Poof, poof, poof. It's all got done. That made no sense. It was really hard to get the back panel on because I wanted to run as many cables as I could behind, and the main motherboard cable is so thick that I had to literally lay the case back down and like press down and get it on. But I got the back panel on, and overall the management isn't bad. The management of everything isn't really that bad. So we're going to make sure everything's plugged in, and then we can see if we can boot this baby up, plug it in and whatnot. So yeah. Okay, I think we're getting into the final steps of this. I got really scared at one point just a couple minutes ago. The thing is, it said it needed to reboot a couple times. I can understand that. And basically what happened was it decided to boot into that setup again. And I'm like, after the first reboot, and I thought, oh God, what did I do wrong? And then I thought, oh, it's the boot order, because the boot order I set to the DVD drive so that I would be able to install Windows. But then I decided to restart, go back into BIOS, set it to my hard drive, and it turned on and it didn't go to setup, so that's good. I still have the DVD drive or the DVD in there because I don't know. Right now it says finalizing my settings. It's been saying that for about 2-3 minutes now, and I am really excited. But with the little tiny problems I've been having, I'm assuming these little tiny problems are because I'm stupid and that I don't have drivers installed. But wish me luck, guys, and hope that this thing gets done, and I'll come back. Oh! Or not. What's it doing? Hi. We're setting things up for you. Okay. Oh, I know what this is. This is when it goes into that color, that color thing, and it goes back and goes different colors and stuff. Yeah, it's installing everything. This takes about 10 minutes. Well, anyway, guys, I'll come back when the desktop finally decides to show up. Hey guys, it is way later. It's July 29th at the moment. I upgraded to Windows 10 and everything. But I finally got around to editing the video on Sony Vegas. So, this computer is still working great. I get like 350 frames per second on Minecraft. It is awesome. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, punch that like button in the face and subscribe for more. And I'll see all of you, my compadre amigos, in the next video.